The sound of knocking on the office door in the late evening, just minutes before the end of the workday, made Dr. Premzini adjust her absent-minded expression back to a calm demeanor. "Doctor, there are no more patients for today." "Thank you. I'll go do the evening rounds then. If there's anything, just call." "Me?" "Yes, doctor." The middle-aged nurse looked at the slender back of the beautiful cardiologist with sympathetic eyes, although she was curious about what had happened that made Dr. Premzini cancel her wedding. No one dared to ask. They only gathered in groups to talk or speculate about the reasons. Many times, they still saw the would-have-been groom coming around to inquire about Dr. Premzini. However, the nurses in the department were ordered not to disclose any information about Dr. Premzini to that man. If they slipped up, they might lose their jobs, as the order came from Dr. Falada Thananusak, the deputy director of St. King Hospital. Therefore, Dr. Premzini's movements were strictly kept secret from her former fiancé. Dr. Premzini handed the patient chart to the nurse after finishing her evening rounds and writing the daily notes of her last patient. In the past, she was like everyone else, sometimes wishing the workday would end quickly, but now she didn't want the workday to end. Every time it did, she'd think of someone who used to wait for her to have dinner together. She just missed those sweet times, but thinking about them always brought pain. Her steps toward the parking lot halted when she saw someone waiting. The same person who made her feel increasingly unsafe was now leaning against her car, the same old thing that exhausted her. "Prem, I'm tired. Please, I want to rest. I want to talk to you. Can you give me a chance?" The man in front of her refused to move, blocking her from driving away as usual. It had been like this every day since she returned to work. It made her dread the end of the workday even more. She knew someone would be waiting to say the same things without realizing why their relationship had to end. "What? It's already over between us. I won't let it. Enough. Whatever you do, it won't make things better." Dr. Premzini's calm words were accompanied by a more displeased expression as the man refused to let her get to her car. "Why won't you give me a chance, Prem?" "And why should I? Ouch." Dr. Premzini cried out in pain and shock as her arm was yanked, not expecting the man to do such a thing. "Because I love you. People who love each other don't do this. Let go, it hurts." The more she tried to pull away, the tighter his grip became, making Dr. Premzini increasingly angry. "What are you doing?" The loud voice seemed to make the man, who was starting to show displeasure, loosen his grip, but he still moved closer to Dr. Premzini, trying to show the newcomer that he knew her and wasn't an outsider intending harm. Dr. Premzini felt grateful to the person who intervened. She looked at the calm, beautiful face of the woman approaching, noticing the clear irritation in her eyes when she saw the red marks on her arm. She couldn't help but be surprised, but was thankful that this villainess had come to relieve her discomfort from being with this man. "My girlfriend and I have something to talk about." "It doesn't seem like that. I have business with the doctor. Let's go, doctor." The woman, barely containing her anger, saw the beautiful doctor's arm get yanked so hard. She gently held the hand and audaciously led Dr. Premzini to her car, parked not far from the doctor's. After dropping her mother off, she decided to return to the hospital to tease the beautiful doctor. Again, if she hadn't come back, who knows what the man might have done to Dr. Premzini. The luxury car drove out of the parking lot, but the young man stood still, cursing in frustration. The beautiful woman had taken his beloved away so casually, even though he'd waited so long just to get close to Dr. Premzini. But the more challenging it was, the more he wanted Dr. Premzine. Inside the luxury car, only soft music played as the two sat in silence. It wasn't until the car stopped at a traffic light that they turned to look at each Other. Thank you, but could you please drive me back to the hospital? I'm hungry. Let's stop for dinner first, doctor. The car moved again as the light turned green. Dr. Premzini looked at the beautiful woman beside her and sighed slightly. If this woman hadn't intervened, she didn't know when she would have shaken off her ex. She might have had to wait for someone else to pass by or for security to patrol each floor. Nafak couldn't help but glance at the calm face, seeing the thoughtful eyes. With an indescribable feeling, honestly, Sheld wanted to approach Dr. Premzini since she saw the man standing there, but she waited until he yanked her arm before rushing in to take the doctors away. If even Dr. Premzini was threatened like this, what might happen to Nam? She could only wonder, but since it was a matter of lovers, she shouldn't interfere. Further, a noodle shop. Dr. Premzini looked at the roadside noodle shop that the actress had chosen, surprised. She hadn't expected the actress to choose such a place. Usually, people in the entertainment industry had to maintain a good image. And judging by her appearance, this villainess didn't seem to fit the atmosphere of a roadside eatery, even though she was just wearing denim and a plain white t-shirt today. Let's go eat, or can't you eat at roadside places? I can. I thought you'd break out in hives. The speaker smiled, pleased to see the calm face showing some other expression after her teasing words. If I break out in hives, the noodles must be poisonous. I guarantee they're not. This place is really good. Letter 1D437, letter 1D45F. Premzini looked at the woman walking ahead with a slightly changed perspective. This villainess seemed to have many facets. Initially, she thought this woman would be as mean and sharp-tongued as in the dramas she acted in, but it turned out she had a cute side too. She willingly brought her mother for a health checkup without worrying about her work. And when they talked, they seemed close and sweet. Most importantly, she appeared to be a very family-loving daughter. 2 bowls of Tom Yum noodles. Aren't you ordering, doctor? Or are you not hungry? It wasn't that she wasn't hungry, but Dr. Premzini was surprised that the slender woman ordered 2 bowls, and each bowl on the other tables wasn't small. Didn't actresses have to control their weight? Clear soup noodles for me. So, 1 clear soup and 2 Tom Yum, right? The waiter took the order and moved on to other tables. Dr. Premzini couldn't help but survey the surroundings of the roadside shop. It seemed like each table didn't care much about who else was dining there. Even with an actress present, they were focused on their noodles. Maybe the actress had minimal makeup, so people didn't recognize her. Is something wrong, doctor? You keep looking at me. Nafak smiled at the doctor before handing over the cleaned utensils. Thank you. I was just wondering what kind of person you are. The kind you wouldn't expect. Probably because I never thought about you. Dr. Premzini's words made the listener pause but still smile, with a comment that made the doctor blush slightly. But I do think about your lips, you know. The conversation paused as the noodle bowls arrived. Dr. Premzini looked up at the woman eagerly eating her noodles, finding it unusual. She rarely saw actresses eating such simple food, but this woman made her rethink. Right now, she couldn't help but glance at the other's lips, which were slightly red from the spiciness of the Tom Yum noodles. Every time she looked, she couldn't help but think about the kiss, even though she told herself she didn't like it. Every time she thought about it, she always remembered the soft, fragrant lips. It was a kiss she didn't like at all. The noodles were slowly eaten until the bowl was empty. She had to admit that the taste of the noodles from this shop was quite delicious. Even the person who ordered 2 bowls of Tom Yum noodles finished them all and seemed very happy with the meal. They even ordered a bowl of soup to finish off. She wondered how someone who ate so much could still look so good. Would you like anything else, doctor? No, I'm full. Me too. Let's get the check. It's on me. I brought you here. I should pay. Please don't. I don't want to owe anyone. One day, I won't be just an anyone to you, doctor. Enough, please, don't do this. But I'm someone who, when I want something, I have to get it. And I don't give up easily. Nafak smiled at the stoic face handing money to the staff. Dr. Promzini was a formidable wall. Climbing or breaking it down would require immense effort, but even if she was exhausted, she wouldn't give up easily. No matter how hard you try, it's pointless. Rest assured I won't steal anyone's husband or the father of someone's child. How can I be sure you won't go back to that man? She almost bit her tongue after saying that, realizing how contrary it was to Dr. Promzini's meaning. The doctor probably thought she was following her to make sure she wouldn't go back to marry that man. But Dr. Promzini didn't know the real reason she was trying to get close to her. I know the difference between right and wrong. To be sure, I'll keep an eye on you. I think you should spend your time caring for your pregnant best friend. Your ex-fiancé is taking care of my friend. We shouldn't interfere with lovers' matters. That's right, we shouldn't interfere with two people in love. Again, Dr. Promzini's calm words left her speechless. Nafak could only watch the slender back walk out of the shop with a weary look. How could she not understand what Dr. Promzini meant? The doctor was reminding her to think about how she'd interfered and caused two people in love to part ways. But wasn't it because of her that the beautiful doctor didn't end up marrying and found out that the man had someone else all along? Was there no weak point in Dr. Promzini's wall for her to make it tumbling down? The morning sunlight began to shine brightly, causing the beautiful face to open her eyes in slight annoyance as the phone rang, preventing her from sleeping further. She grabbed her glasses from the bedside table and put them on, not forgetting to wear a robe over her thin nightgown. Last night was already frustrating enough when the beautiful doctor escaped in a taxi while she was still sitting, unable to follow her out of the shop. By the time she realized it, the doctor was already in the taxi. She hadn't taken any jobs that required her to wake up early lately, but someone was still bothering her. She was getting tired of dealing with other people's issues. More and more, she didn't know how she used to smile through everything. Maybe it was true what people said, that when love fades, boredom sets in. But maybe she never loved her best friend at all, as her heart never raced. When they were close, she and Nam might just be closed and bonded, and she kept reminding herself, always thinking that a woman like Nam was the type she'd love. If she opened her heart to others' opinions, she might feel less hurt when she found out her best friend was pregnant. Nam, what's up? Why are you here this early? Why can't I come to see you anymore? No, I just wanted to sleep more. Why aren't you taking any jobs? I even tried to get you some. Nam's displeased tone made Nafak turn away. She didn't want to meet Nam's pleading eyes again. Maybe it was true what her mom asked, if she wanted a new love. Had she really let go of the old feelings? I want to rest. You can't rest for too long. Why can't I? Your fans will be waiting, and if you take a long break, they'll forget you. I'm planning to go study abroad. You can't, not. Nam's serious tone and face surprised Nafak. She never took showbiz seriously like others. She just wanted the experience and at that time an excuse to stay close to her best friend, who offered to be her manager. If you go study, what will I do? Are you going to leave me? You have someone to take care of you. No, no one is as good to me as you. Don't leave me, Pat. I'm tired of showbiz. What about me? I'm your manager. If you leave, what will I do? Wasn't it you who wanted to be my manager? And you knew I never intended to stay in the industry forever. I quit my job to be your manager. I never asked you to. It was you who wanted to be my manager. Don't leave me. How will I live without you? You promised to take care of me. The arms hugging her from behind made Nafak sigh. If it were before, she Would have been happy that this person saw her as important, that they couldn't be without each other, but now it wasn't like that anymore, since she decided to move on and remember only the good memories. She had to be stronger. You have a husband and a baby on the way. Take good care of them. Okay. She gently removed the arms hugging her and decided to walk to her bedroom without looking back at her former secret crush, whose eyes were filled with anger at being demoted in importance. Sometimes the line between close friends and benefits is so thin that we overlook it. As soon as she entered her bedroom, Nafak sighed deeply and sat on her bed, feeling exhausted. Why couldn't her best friend understand things more easily? She did many things for her, like ruining the wedding to prevent her from being a single mother. It hurt her deeply then, but now that she was strong enough to step back, her friend still wouldn't let go of her, even though she said she loved that man. She dialed her brother's number to ask him to deal with the new condo matter faster. If she bought it in her name, her fans and her manager would find out. She needed peace and privacy the most right now. Yai, can you please buy a condo for me? I've sent you the address. Thank you. After telling her eldest brother what she needed, she called the man she respected and loved the most. Dad, I'm taking you to the doctor. The person who said she'd take her father to the doctor was sitting grumpily in the living room. The head of the Theranosorn family refused to let his beautiful daughter take him to the hospital, unlike his wife, who was taken for a health checkup before it was due. The daughter even told her mother about the trouble she caused others, but what made him smile was that his beloved daughter always took responsibility for her actions. Tell me the real reason, Pat. Don't scold me, or I'll tell Mom. You're acting like a child, tell me. He hugged his daughter, who came to hug him like she always did when she wanted something and wanted the family to get it for her. Being the only daughter and the youngest, it was clear how much she was spoiled. But she never caused any serious trouble for the family. She only came back to say that the person she loved didn't love her back, just to get some comfort from the family, like your doctor. Dr. Premzini, your cardiologist. Oh, Dr. Premzini, get ready to cry. You're going to get your heart broken. Dad, I'm telling you now, I won't help. If you want something, you have to work for it yourself. As my daughter, you have to do that, no matter how much it hurts. Don't cry. If the doctor doesn't like you, you can come back and cry at home. Dad, not only are you not helping, but you're also not encouraging me. Don't be mean to Dr. Premzini, okay? I'm not that much of a villainess. Don't think I don't know my own daughter. Can you promise me something, Pat? What promise? If there comes a day when you're in so much pain that you can't bear it, go study abroad for me. Okay, if there ever comes a day when I'm in so much pain that I can't take it and I cry, I'll move on. Love, if it doesn't work out, we just have to let go and move on, even if at that moment, our hearts hurt so much we beg for death.